What are some of those differences that you found between swimming D1 at, one of these huge, really great programs and swimming? I think we're Division 1 as well, right? Or are we
We're
Division
actually
2?
D2.
We're D2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So D1 at UConn was super different. Shocker to some people. D1 was super intense. I know for me, if you missed a practice without letting the coach know, you were suspended from the next meet. You could not swim. You could not compete. And the atmosphere in D2 is, I hate to say it, but much happier. It's more, you have more of the love for the sport than in a D1 where people are there because, they got this scholarship to be on a D1 team and they have to be here. And, it's 20 hours a week, whereas like D2, it's 18 hours a week, sometimes 20, but like we have that like leeway. Like, so when I got here the first week, we had practice 3 mornings and every afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. But I had class on Wednesdays, 2:15 to 5:15, so I couldn't go. So I went up to Kelsey, my coach, and I said, "Hey, when's my makeup practice?" And she looked at me like I had like 6 heads. And she was like, "What are you talking about? A makeup practice? You don't have to. If you miss a practice because you have class, you're a student athlete. You're allowed to do that." And I just remember looking at her and I was like, "Whoa, really?" And so that was the biggest difference for me, just kind of like that leeway of, being allowed to miss practice, right. I guess.
We're a little desensitized to even just the word student athlete or the phrase. I mean, at a lot of these D1 programs, I know more about football than I guess swimming for D1, but you're an athlete student for sure. And sometimes you're an athlete and that's it, right? So it's interesting. So when you were at UConn, did you find that you were struggling a little bit more with your classes because of the intensity of the practices, or was that something that you planned around? You just got really good at compartmentalizing what it is you were doing?
I found myself, I started off as a communications major because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then I switched to English major and I was definitely enjoying my classes more, but yeah, the enjoyment wasn't totally there because I was spending so much time in the pool. But I also found myself kind of maybe sophomore, junior year at UConn, I was like, you know what? I am a student athlete. Like, I am going to focus a little bit more on school. And that's like, my swimming definitely wasn't where I wanted to be, but my grades, I had good grades, but I was definitely on the slower end of the team, which I totally didn't mind because at that point I was kind of trying to find, the student part of my life in the student athlete. And I found that disconnecting me from some of the athletes on my team that were like athlete student oriented. So it's definitely a tough balance. And when you do say, oh, well, I can't go out, I have homework, you get a weird look for sure.
Right.